Disturbing the peace. Disturbing the peace is what I do when I get my Taco Bell order. Hello, my little princess. May I interest you in starting a new social link with me? I have the correct persona so we can get to rank 10 even faster. Perhaps even do something more than that. I gotta stop with these weird intros. I'm standing. Anyways, welcome back. It's been like 2 weeks since the last video. I've been a little busy. I've been a little busy getting the content for this video. So since like the beginning of the year, I want to say I've become the most recent Persona fanatic. Around these parts, I just recently finished Persona 4 Golden, and I'm ready to talk about them. I have finished the modern Persona trilogy of 3, 4, and 5. That being 3 Reloaded, 4 Golden, and then Vanilla 5. And I know what a lot of people are probably going to say is you should probably play Royal before you give your full thoughts. No. I've already dug like 200 to 250 hours on these 3 games alone. I'm good. I'm a little persona'd out right now. I'm going to wait for Shin Megami Tensei 5. I'm going to wait for Re-Phantasmo, whatever the next Persona is coming out, whether it be the 1 and 2 remake or 6. I'm good. Today, I'm just going to talk about Little Persona because they're fresh in my mind. They're my new favorite games and I want to talk about them. So I'm going to talk about them. I put little rankings here for this, and I'm kind of going to judge all of the modern day Personas, really, to kind of just discuss with y'all what I think about these games and how I feel about them. Spoiler alert, 5 is in last place a lot. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, let's talk about the one where I actually put 5 in first place. The first thing I want to talk about is right here. These are the rankings I have. These are the starting personas of the game, the kind of the cover art of the games, not including 3. 3 is a little bit of a cheater, you're gonna ask me. But first I have 5 because Arson is actually the coolest. It's actually the coolest starting persona you can get. Kind of Foe goes through the evolution in the game, but I don't really count it as an evolution. Kind of like the other 2 have their own thing, but 5's is a little weird, but I don't mind it. Second, 4, I mean, listen, the second I saw Izanagi on the cover art and in any footage of 4, it was instantly one of my favorite personas. It looks so sick. Izinai-no-okami looks even cooler, and then I think it's Magatsu Izanagi, that is the 3rd iteration technically, is even cooler. Just black, red, and white, all the edgy colors that I need. And I will say Persona 3, spoilers, my absolute favorite of all of them. Orpheus, kind of sheesh, little heart player. I don't feel it too much. It's not me. That being said, if we're gonna talk about personas overall, I might have to give it to Reload because Thanatos is there. And honestly, I was a little upset when I played 4 and there was no Thanatos, and I was kind of retroactively upset when I realized 5 didn't have Thanatos either. So if I can't have the best persona in every game, I'm just gonna name the one that does my favorite. And it's kind of what I did. Thanatos is on top. Messiah is a close second. Messiah looks cool as far as the end game personas. 4 doesn't have really much. It's more the run-of-the-mill stuff that you see for like social links or just like high-level ones. Like I think Kaguya is the only one I really saw that was different, and she was cool, but that's about it. Persona 5, I mean, I think I used Gabriel. I don't know. I forget. But Persona 3 wins in the overall personas in the game, but I think 5 wins the overall starting main canon persona that they have, and we'll move on to the next one from there because I have a couple I want to talk about. So the second thing I want to talk about, and the most like famous thing you get in the Persona games, I mean, the music, and a little unfair. This is the ranking I'm gonna have right here. I have Reload up top. 1, a little unfair because Reload had a great soundtrack in base Persona 3 already. it had Mass Destruction, it had Memories of You. I named 2 and I got 3 up here. But it got even better when they redid the soundtrack. They re-recorded some songs, they recorded some new songs. Got Iwatodai Dorm, Color Your Night, It's Going Down. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know how incentivized I am to get the ambush because I can get It's Going Down? This also applies to 4 because 4 gives you a reach for the truth, get the ambush. But my God, I honestly think 3 is a little bit of a cheat code because it has Lotus Juice in it too, and he's just going off in all of the battle themes, and it feels so good. The boss themes are really good. I really enjoy. I think if I'm gonna pick out of all 3 of these games for boss themes, I think that's where I give it to 5. I think 5 has the better one with River in the Desert. I think that one is much better, and you don't really even get the full song until like the 3rd to last dungeon. Is it Size Dungeon? I think you get it, but it's definitely one of my favorites. It's definitely up there. And Persona 4 definitely, I think, lacked in the dungeon music department. I think the best dungeon musics were Yukiko's and Kanji's in those games, and I only say those because I already heard Heaven maybe 600 times before I played this game. A big thing that I've done is I became a fan of Persona through the soundtracks on Spotify alone. I listened to the entire Persona 3 soundtrack before I even finished Reload, and I was very confused why a lot of these songs weren't on there. And then I realized that was not the soundtrack I was listening to. And then I listened to 4 a lot. You listen to Heartbreak, you listen to Heaven, listen to Reach for the Truth. There's bangers on there. There's bangers. I won't deny Persona 4 has one of the best soundtracks. Unfortunately, since Reload is like the newest remake, quote unquote, it gets this extra padding of having Burn My Dread and Full Moon Full Light, like 2 absolute hitters. I'm not gonna lie that the Persona 4 and the Persona 4 Golden ones are hitters, but I had to adjust to the Persona 4 Gold one because I think the harmonica in the beginning really threw me off, and I needed time to adjust to that. And it's still a good song, but I think the adjustment period kind of killed it a little bit, plus 3 being so good. And I think I'm gonna do one more before I go off on a tangent, but the last one I'm gonna do, it's the same ranking as last time, 3, 4, and then 5. I think I'm gonna put these for the story. I think the story in 3 felt a lot more meaningful to me, and it really felt, like existential and a little philosophical more than the other ones. I'm just trying to use big words, to be honest. I enjoyed 3 more than 4. 4 was a very good like murder mystery, whole turning into the fighting the gods thing, which I think every Persona has done that I've played. But 5 felt weird. 5 felt weird out of all of them, because like you're kind of just like this vigilante group in a sense, and I get that's kind of what you're doing in 4 as well, and you're really just on this mission in 3. You're kind of this like secret operative team, and the more I talk about it, the more it just sounds like they're all kind of the same group, but it doesn't really resonate with me too much. I think they focused a lot more on like the youth trying to overthrow the adults theme in 5, that I may have played this game too late, but I definitely think 4 and 3 did a lot better. And when I put these, I didn't even think to put this in the beginning, but when I put these, I'm essentially, can I focus? Can you focus? Can you focus? Can you focus? Can you focus? I'm essentially saying this 10 out of 10 is better than this like 9.5 is what I'm saying. In this kind of sense, I think story-wise, I'm saying Persona 3 for me, maybe like a 9.5. 4 is probably like a 9.3. And honestly, for story alone, I'm putting 5 at like 8.8. If we're going to be real, if we're going to be so real. The Persona games have been such a fun ride for me. I can't wait to see what they do more. I fully doubt I'm gonna ever go and play 1 and 2. I thought about getting Persona 3 Portable to do the FemC route, but I'm not that dedicated. These games, I am so excited to play them, and then when I'm like 60 hours deep and nowhere near the end, it kind of starts to hurt. And I realized that I'm like throwing a lot of things to the side to play Persona, and it's a little unhealthy. I can't lie. Is that a me problem? Most likely. But the final category I actually forgot about. I almost did that outro. The groups, the Persona groups. This is how I have it planned out. I also forgot this is the only other one that I don't have 5 in last place. And I actually have my favorite Persona in last place. This one I have, I believe, I'm doing this one off the cuff. So I have 4 up top. I think 4 felt like the most like friend group of the 3 Persona games I've played. I think 4 felt the most like natural friend group. A lot of the dialogue with them flows very well and flows just like, you know, a real high school group. And I feel like it's done much, much better than 5. But I also feel 5 is a very good high school setting group of friends. Kind of reminds me of just like a Scooby-Doo type deal where there's kind of like more popular people than you have. There's a weight balance there. There's a shift in the people in that group with like Makoto and Anne and Ryuji, and the same way with like Kanji, Naoto, and Rise. But 3 has to be the weirdest one for me. I don't get 3. 3, I understand it was like this organization that they kind of threw these kids in a dorm and then, you know, made them part of the team. And that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like it was these kids thrown in a dorm. There's times in the school, I will say, you know, MC, Yukari, and Junpei do feel like some type of friends when Yukari's not absolutely bagging on Junpei for whatever reason. But Aigis is thrown in like randomly in the middle of the game. Misato, Akari, oh my god, Misato, Akari, and Shinji feel like the extra group that is not in there and kind of just distance from the group. And Amada and Konomaru like a child and a dog. Like this is the most like thrown together band that I've ever seen. And it you kind of feel it from time to time. And I kind of wish they did the chemistry a little bit better. I know they do like the character stories and you have the social links with the female ones, but it's kind of this sense that it's really forced. A lot of these connections are really forced in 3. And I understand that they become friends, you know, naturally as the game progresses. But even then, there's like a thing of like, they would not be friends if this didn't happen. That's what I get. Like, you can kind of see Ryuji, An, and Makoto being friends by a slight chance because they're all in the same grade at the least. At the very least, everyone's in the same grade. In 4, it's like a year difference at most. Like at the top of 3, in 3, there's third years in high school. And then there's Amada, who's like a middle schooler, like a first year middle schooler. Like, what are we talking about? But I mean, that's what I think about the Persona games. I love them all. I can't lie. As much as I have gripes and, you know, biases towards other ones, I really fell in love with this series. Atlas has made some great games. Shout out to Igor, by the way. Like, hello? You're just gonna give me all these Personas? You know I'm a god now, right? Spoilers. But let me know what you guys think about Persona. I kind of like this little setup. I kind of like holding the mic. This is a little fun. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go back to playing my 3 games for the next video. Spoilers, I'm probably going to play Sandland. Shout out to Akira Toriyama. That's one of the last things he's created. And I'm very excited to play it. So I will catch you guys later.